Charles Operum. Charles, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
I'm sure you're smiling. You can see Desmond Elliott fighting the battle of his life. Well, he's been somehow been a beneficiary of the system. Now, like the system, arguably has perhaps looked the other way because, according to him and according to Femi Gbajabiamila, it looks like a Femi Gbajabiamila's quote-unquote boy. But let's forget Lagos. We'll deal with Lagos matter in Lagos. Let's talk about what's the experience in Rivers State?
Okay, so over the weekend, as we all know, the APC House of Representatives primaries held here in Rivers State. I covered mostly Obiakpo and then parts of Emoha local government as well. But it was holding everywhere. Now, we know that the member representing Obiakpo Federal Constituency, the Right Honorable Ogundu Kingsley Kinda, is no longer returning to the House of Representatives. And the current Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly, the Right Honorable Martin Amewule, has been tipped to replace Kinda. And interestingly, for Obiakpo Federal Constituency, Amewule was the only person who purchased a form for that particular constituency in the APC. Now, of course, you do recall that there was some controversy with the House of Assembly screening and the House of Representatives screening in the APC. Indeed, we saw sitting members of the House of Representatives in the APC, sitting members of the House of Reps screened out, And when I did try to find out what were the reasons, we saw the reasons for the House of Assembly. Some of them were adduced, which the last time I was here, you mentioned yourself. But for the House of Representatives, nothing was said, but they've done what they've done. People like Honorable Boma Goodhead, people like Honorable Awagis Inombek Abiante, these are sitting members from Calabari and Andoni respectively, have been screened out as well. Just like you mentioned at the start of this conversation about fighting for your political future, we had one of them run away from the APC. I think he's in the NDC now, contesting on his own, Honorable Manuchin from Port Harcourt constituency. So he is probably fighting for his political future, standing on his own. So that was it from the House of Representatives committee, House of Representatives primary for the APC. And then the People's Democratic Party held theirs yesterday. But you would really struggle to see any reports from the PDP across television anywhere, because it seemed as though they went to great lengths not to allow television stations or media organizations to actually actively cover their own primaries that held yesterday, because I kept calling the publicity secretary, I kept calling, there was no response. We had to go around. We did see places where they were wrapping up, but there was one place we went to and they said, oh no, we don't want cameras here. We turned, we left. We're not here to fight with anybody. And then for the senatorial primaries holding today, and once again, a list has been released showing that 8 people were screened. Out of the 8, 4 of them were cleared, 4 were not cleared. Among those not cleared, that's where the news is. Among those not cleared are the former governor of Rivers State, the deputy governor to His Excellency, the current FCT minister. Her name is Ipalibo Banego, and she's one of, I think, 3 female senators in the current assembly. We have the former SSG, Chief Tami Danagogo. He was not cleared to contest. And then we have former presidential aspirant and the oil tycoon, Tein Jack Rich. But then the former deputy governor and the former SSG the former SSG is a known loyalist of the current governor. The former deputy governor is believed to have some sympathy towards him, but he has steered clear of public speeches, But then the interesting person that was not cleared is Ujuka Iflag Amakri, who is the current director of energy security at the Office of the National Security Advisor. Interestingly, he is a loyalist or a supporter now of the FCT minister, but somehow he was not cleared. So the other 4 that were cleared are Prof. Felix Obua, go round, sitting senator from this senatorial district where we are, Rivers Southeast, Orwell Onyeso, and then 2 other new people who I don't really know. So that's the summary. Later today, we're going to be going out to cover the senatorial primaries across the states. Jeff.
Okay, Charles.
maybe two questions in one. How is the latest baby, the NDC, how are they gathering momentum in Rivers State? And then you cover Rivers. Yeah, what's the word on the streets for the average Rivers resident? What are they saying? What can you hear?
Okay, so let me address your first question first. The NDC, I spoke with the chairman. In fact, I'm scheduled to have an interview with the chairman later today. I spoke with the chairman of the NDC in Rivers State, Mr. Success Jack, and he said, we are working on a consensus arrangement. That was the message I got. So it seems like the NDC is towing the path of consensus in Rivers State, not the path of direct primaries. But we are going to see how that's going to happen. I don't know if their office that was under renovation has been completed now, but I will go to find out later today. And then about the word on the street, of course, people on the streets of Rivers, there are differing opinions. There are some of them when you go out to a public place to sit down and listen to them. Some who say, oh, the governor should have, agreed to his agreements or adhered to his agreements with the FCT minister. And then there are others who go like, oh, what they are doing to the governor is not good. They should allow him to contest and all that. So there will always be a divergence, a plurality of opinions.
All right, Charles. Yeah, we're totally out of time. But just before I let you go, so you can confirm that Honorable Chinda is in the APC and has bought the form and is running for governor, right?
Yes, he's running for governor.
Yeah, because I haven't seen him. He's the minority leader of the Senate.
House of Reps.
House of Reps. My apologies. I don't know whether he has defected publicly yet. Because I'm trying to get hold of that fact.
So that was the question. That was the question we asked when we saw him go for screening. When we saw him go for screening, at the Plateau Governor's Lodge in Abuja, Asokoro. And the information we got when we started asking around was that he doesn't have to publicly defect. There's no law for him to publicly defect. As long as he has written the letter, privately saying, oh, I have left this party.
But he's still the minority leader. How is he minority leader as a member of the ruling party? Oh, politics. Thank you, Charles. Thank you so much. We'll go on this quick break. Charles, the very best for the day. Whatever updates you have, we'd like to get it. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you.
We'll take a break, and when we come back after this break, we'll bring you the conversation around health, which is very important. Stay with us.